Today is Sunday, August 2nd, 2020. This is Mr. Abundance coming to you live from the island of Antigua and Barbuda in the Eastern Caribbean. The temperature, I believe, outside it's about 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and the winds are blowing from the east northeast at about 5 knots. It's very a bit humid outside there. All right. There's no rain, but it's a very nice day. Nice day for the beach. And as you know, we have 365 of those. One of these times, I will show you guys what beaches look like from the Caribbean. A matter of fact, we live in the best part of the globe, except when it comes to hurricanes. Okay. Other than that, we're good. All right, so let me welcome each and every one of you to our Sunday session with Mr. Abundance. It is my pleasure. Um, what should I do for today's personal development? Because I always believe that you become what you think. And I always say that there are two minds out there, the haves and the haves not. And the reason why you do not have is because of decisions. You can't blame the government anymore. Especially in this era of cryptocurrency, you will have no one to blame. When this era would have sealed up, when this door would have closed of opportunities for you to get into serious investment in serious coins, you will have no one to blame but yourself. And so there are, this morning I was speaking to who it was. Was it the attorney? Yes, the our recently appointed ambassador to the Caribbean and Latin America, attorney Christelle Wilson. And so I was telling her that, and I saw this write up on Dr. Newton, David Newton WhatsApp, that some people, you don't have to tell them anything, and they can understand everything that is being said. You don't have to say anything, but they can understand everything that were being said. It's just like, when we were children, your parents didn't have to say anything. Just by the look at their face or the expression, you know what is coming. And so in business, you also have those type of mindsets. On the other hand, you have another set of people that you will tell them 1,000 things over and over, and they will leave not understanding nothing. Sometimes I don't understand this, but that is the reality. There's some people who will hear about the abundance community coin, and instead they go and do a little research to find out, hold on, what is this all about? Is this for real? Did this coin create make a millionaire out of a dunce? A 12-year-old that was asked to drop out, at least go and do some research. Oh, don't. Anyhow. And so, I'm going to disrupt my own schedule today because there's a lot of us who are presently here in the forum that are coming in from Antigua and Barbuda because of our radio programs. And we'll be there Wednesday for 2 hours this time. Not 1, but 2 hours. And so a lot of things are happening. Churches are inviting us so that we can present this awesome opportunity to their members. And so I am saying to for those of you who belong to associations, nurses association, football associations, athletic associations. I mean, whatever association you are, you have. TACC is for everybody. And Wednesday, I'm going to deliver the case why government should get involved into TACC, not into cryptocurrency, because they're already into cryptocurrency, by the way. And I will show you something just now. I will share my screen because I think this is what is causing me now to divert from my program. By the way, I'll be talking about the 2.5 that is now on the table. In principle of where we are in solidifying our position, because it's not just accepting money and then no, there must be a mutual understanding in this marriage as we move forward, and I will take time to go into that one. But before I do so now, let's look at let me share my screen. And so let's look at what Russia is doing. Russia is one of those countries that were very bitter against cryptocurrencies, and even threatened to jailed person found with cryptocurrency. This president now, and look at what is happening, and that is why a lot of people are poor today, because when Bitcoin came out in 2009, when it was at nothing, you could have literally get Bitcoin for nothing. All the governments and the banks and the media, they scared people into debt. And even up to today, after we have 11 years of history in Bitcoin, people are still scared. The media is the most dangerous weapon on earth. There is nothing more dangerous than the media. Nothing. Because politicians, the institutional investors, the 1%, everybody use the media to contain their citizens. And that is what they have done. And so you have here Russian President Vladimir Putin signed the first of two bills on digital asset into law on Friday. This is who they are. And so you can go ahead and listen to them. And so, but I want to come home to Antigua and Barbuda. And but probably I should have do that in my second broadcast, but I will still do it there. This is very interesting to know that our citizen of investment, we have a program that if you have some money, 200,000 US, or if you enter a business with 450,000, I believe, you can automatically become a citizen. And because Antigua passport is, kind of okay for now, kind of all right, you can travel a lot of countries without a visa. A lot of people would like to have it. We could have gone to Canada, I think, up to last year without a visa, but Canada said, no, you're giving too much of your passport to a person that might cause us harm. And so here you have in Antigua and Barbuda, and I will leave this for the second, but I'm just browsing. Antigua and Barbuda citizen program to accept payment in cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies. I am saying to you, my people in Antigua and Barbuda, wake up. Wake up to what is happening in this blue economy. When the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, the Honorable Gaston Brown, introduced, because he is the Minister of Finance who introduced the Crypto Digital Asset Bill 2020. When he appointed Dean Jonas as the Minister of the Blue Economy. It wasn't a joke. The government of Antigua and Barbuda has opened the door to create all billionaires in Antigua if we only understand. If we only understand what to do. And that is why Mr. Abundance is here, to break it down. So we will go back to our regular programming. The roadmap. The roadmap, TACC roadmap, where we came from, Mr. Abundance. What is our history? When did we start? How did we get here? And so, and you know why I keep doing this now? Because we have new members that are coming in every week, and they also need to have an understanding where we are, how we got here, so that they can now be a part of the greatest period of wealth transformation, because this is what is happening. And so we began this journey last year, November 4th, when, well, a little before that, I was in another and still in that community when, you know, Mr. Abundance began to examine the foundation of that cryptocurrency, and it was lacking, very lacking. And Mr. Abundance doesn't follow anyone blindly. And so once I begin to question the foundation, then, you know, it wasn't, you know, it didn't go down well with some people. And the whole idea came, Mr. Abundance, create your own coin. As a matter of fact, when that suggestion was made, I kicked the person out of the group because it wasn't my intention to create any coin. No, I was just trying to make what we had work. That's all. Because there were so many people involved. There are so many churches involved. And so, you know, people's credibility is important. It takes you so long to establish credibility, but everything can be wiped out with one business venture. Can wipe out your whole integrity. So here we are, after I accepted the challenge, and that is what I always say, it is better to be prepared without an opportunity than to be given an opportunity to which you're not prepared for. Because it was Earl Nightingale or Bob Proctor, one of them says, a good opportunity or an excellent opportunity can only make the unprepared appear ridiculous. I hope you get that one. These things are not easily bring from the memory with so many things going on, Mr. Abundant. Anyhow, and so we have 43 days left in the second round, where the coins are now 50 cents. So I am saying to you, buy your future while it is cheap to do so. Bitcoin started out just like this coin. 2010, it was still at 0.003 of a cent. $15 worth. Today, you would have been sitting at over 50 million. And don't take my word for it. Go and type in Bitcoin price, January or even March 2010, and you will get what it was valued. So don't let Mr. Abundance, you know, just tell you things. These are the days when you cannot be fooled. You can stay in your bedroom and become a PhD today because of information. Because of information at your fingertips. And so when you come to our site, please peruse our white paper here. It will tell you all about what we, who we are, where we're going. I also want you to take some time to look to our corporate team. Please do, from all different walks of life. Um, Also, we have some person that came in this week. That's why there's a lot of things happening this week. You know, last week we only had for about what 2 months, you know, or a month and a half. We only had one regional executive director, which was Bishop and Mikini Godswill Uchu. Today, he is the regional executive of West Africa. Today, we have Princess Diana McDonald, who is our regional executive. Um, it's supposed to be director or not coordinator, but director. So we'll get those changed. Director for the Caribbean. And we also have joined us also this week at the rank of regional executive for East Africa, Mr. Jose Santiago. Also, recently been promoted, our former national executive coordinator for Cameroon. He's now the regional executive director for Central Africa. And so we have one more. We also have our director for Southern Africa, Nesofo Krebi. Her photos will soon reappear. Okay, so we have I think Northern Africa. I think that's the only area that is missing for us to have an executive. And of course, you know, we have our country managers, our country executive coordinators. And of course, we also have a that was promoted today, our national executive. He was the assistant, Joel Carr. Congratulations to you, Mr. Carr. You're a hard worker. TACC is proud of you. All right. And so I think those are the newly appointees for this week. As I look through, also we have Dominica that came on board. She's not yet here. St. Lucia and Mali, also Zimbabwe, and our newly appointed coordinator in Ghana. He also came on board this week. Our assistant in Nigeria, John Emmanuel, he was there, but his photo, for some reason, was not there. So, you know, take a look. Just don't go under where you can invest in TACC. Take a look at our white paper and our team from across the world. Okay, so what else do we have here, Mr. Abundance? Okay, so I can stop sharing my screen now as we go into the substantive matter for today. When we started the Abundance Community Coin, I was basically advised by two sets of persons at intervals of time. Mr. Abundance, you don't need to go to the members to raise the capital to produce the coin. They don't need to get involved. And another advice was, Mr. Abundance, between the three of us, we could raise the money to certify the coin. And I mean, the advice were plausible, and I thought about it, but because I am a successful manager, you know, I have a record of success, and I understand the psychology of humans. I understand management very well. And one thing I know, that when I make a decision as a manager and I give it to you to execute, you will do it. Yes, you will do it. But if both of us make that decision, you will do it with a higher level of energy and enthusiasm, because you were a part of the decision making. And so you feel ownership You feel a personal responsibility to get it done because you were a part of the decision. And that is how we start in TACC. And that is how we will end in TACC. And so every time Mr. Abundant is about to make major decisions, the whole house has to be informed. And so today is no exception. As I've told you before, that I was in a negotiation or discussion with our first investors about the possibility of raising the 2.5 to certify the coin, because we need 2.5 at least to certify the coin into the market. And certification means that, oh, the roadmap, I didn't click on the roadmap, or I didn't go along the roadmap, I just remember the roadmap. And so the roadmap is really when we started. And as I was saying, in November, we started with the private sale. We went to the public March 30th with the first round where the coins were at 25 cents. And so there are 3 rounds that we must complete before we go to the market. And within these 3 rounds, we must raise the 2.5 million. That's when you know you have a successful coin, when you raise the 2.5. And so we had our first round. Now we're going into our second round, where the coin is now at 50 cents. Now, having in the second round, we have been approached 3 times actually by 3 different persons, or put in contact with 3 different persons who showed interest of either raising the 2.5 or being a part of partnering with the Abundance Community Coin. The first set, they're still talking among themselves. We have not gotten back their position. Nothing was offered, nothing was received. They made some observations, and that was it. But those observations really were like non-starters, because they're easily solved. So they are still there. We also went into another negotiation, of which we are presently in, which shows very good promise. And in principle, as I said, Mr. Abundance has gone into that negotiation with the understanding that we could come out with a favorable agreement for both parties. And that is why I said in principle. In principle means that is ongoing. And so in principle, I have entered the conversation, trying to work out the details that is accepted by both parties. And so it could go any which way actually, but in principle. And every time I'm about to go into these major decisions for TACC, I must tell the house. All right. On the other hand, TACC is also in a position to raise its 2.5. As the momentum is now, the COVID-19 really put a dent in everything. There are some businesses that you saw pre-COVID, you will not see them post-COVID. I mean, solid business like JC Penney, who is in business for over 100 years. COVID-19 shook those businesses from the foundation. When you hear how many plants will be shut down by Nissan, if you go and type in all the countries, all the companies that are filing for bankruptcy in the United States. It is shocking. And that is why we in the TACC community, we have to see this coin to the finishing line. We can't afford not to certify this coin, but it will not be done by any and all cost, because we don't want to create a 1% as Bitcoin did. And so even with all this certification and negotiation to have the 2.5, that doesn't mean that we're going to jump to the market the next day. No, it will not happen, not under Mr. Abundance watch, because that is not what we set out to do. We did not set out to create a 1%, as we may as well have a bonfire right now with the coins. That's not our mission. Our mission is to become the alternate financial solution to address inequality, to eliminate poverty, and to create abundance. That is our mission and our vision in TACC, and it remains that way. And so, as it is now, we are now focusing on the base, to expand the base. And that is why I said that there is a strategy that when you come in, even with an investment of $10, bring 10% with you. Okay, in 30 days, what will it take? You want to see this coin appreciates to $1,000 in a year, $2,000 in a year, $5,000 in a year, $10,000 in 2 years, 15,000 US in 3 years, 20,000 US in 5 years. You want TACC to appreciate in value per coin. Well, it will not happen magically by coming in with a nice smile and do nothing. We all have to take some ownership. And so I am very pleased with the discussions that I am having, because the same mission, vision, philosophy, and slogan that we have in TACC, when they hear me speaking what TACC is all about, is like they're hearing themselves. So that's what gives me comfort, that the persons involved, a matter of fact, at one time, the Emperor, His Royal Highness, he says, Mr. Abundance, I laugh when you're speaking, because it's as if I am hearing myself. It's as if I am hearing myself. And he says, you know what, Mr. Abundance, I live for you guys, my brothers and sisters in the diaspora. That is what I am living for, so that you can find your rightful place on the continent where we belong. And so I have no question that this partnership and our negotiation are in the best interests of our people. You know, the last time we were on the call, the emperor said, play this song Destiny. I want to rule my destiny. He says, Mr. Abundant, play that song, Destiny, from Destiny. I want to rule my destiny. From, I think it's Buja Banton. You know, we want to, that is what TACC is all about. This in fourth industrial revolution that we're in, artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, robotics, blockchain technology, and cryptocurrency, it's the only industry that is positioned to cancel what has been given to us for over 2,000 years, which is artificial scarcity, lack, poverty, diseases, and then die. And then die. A lot of us can't retire. We have given the best of our years to our company and to government. A matter of fact, there are some people that have retired for over 5 years and they have not gotten a penny from government. You have some people that work for the government, and when they retire, they don't even get as much as 30 US a month. I said we can do better than that. But that was what was designed for us. But may I say to you that there is no lack. And if you think that I am lying, I had no time to, I didn't factor this into the equation, but I will show you something, and then you can go and do your own research. Now, I mentioned to you in 2010, Bitcoin was at 0.003 of a cent, and this is for the government. I am saying Wednesday, my position will be for medical benefits, social security, the government, all these bodies that are responsible for the health or the health and the economy of the nation. They don't have to be running social security, as I heard the director said a month ago, that Antigua Social Security is running on a system pay as you go. In other words, as they collect money weekly, it's being paid out. Nothing in reserve. Nothing in reserve. And so some of you who are looking for pension, if you stay in that mindset, a lot of you will go crazy at the end of it all. And so, but it doesn't have to be that way. There is a better way. And so, if you had and I'm using Bitcoin because TACC is what we are promoting. But for you to understand where TACC is going, you must understand how cryptocurrency was introduced and what it has done and what it is still doing and what TACC will do in the future, with its coin now at 50 cents. 2010 had the government of Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts, Jamaica, Belize, Barbados, the Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos, the Caymans, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Cameroon. If the government had invested $1 million US 10 years ago in the first coin, today, 11 years later, that $1 million, they would have in their coffers 3 trillion 702 billion 266 million 662,964.40. I said, from an unknown coin with no owner, no leadership, no social programs, no vision, no slogan, no theme, no philosophy. Bitcoin doesn't have none of those. What Bitcoin has is a mission. And the mission it had was to disrupt the elite's financial system, of which it did. And on its way of interrupting that system, it also created a 1%. And so the malaria situation in Africa has not been addressed because of Bitcoin at $11,000 today. The infrastructure development in Afro-Caribbean countries are no better because of Bitcoin at 11,000 today. The hospitals and our educational plant is not better because a 1% was still created. Now, TACC is here to basically take that initiative from Bitcoin and to make the vision and the mission more specific. And that is why on our white paper, we say that we are on a journey to become the ultimate financial solution. And so when you look at our forecast, and this is just people, this is not if the government begin to accept it, if institutional investors begin to accept it. No, this is just if, people, human beings, without any financial affiliations or institution, will bring TACC by 2025. We're saying an investment of 1,000 US in TACC today will give you 2,000 coin. Now, by 2020, by this year, we expect to certify TACC. So, and it goes, TACC will be at $1 when certified. So, your $1,000 that you would have invested that gave you 2,000, the first day TACC goes on the exchange, you now have 2,000, 100% on your investment. You tell me which bank could have given you that. And by next year, we're saying if even 20% of the TACCs become meaningful specific, TACC should be at 500 for one coin by next year. And so your investment of $1,000 this year, by next year, would have already given you an appreciated value of 1 million. Just in 1 year, $1,000. No other industry nor business model could do it. And so by year 2023, TACC should be at 5,500. That $1,000 in a matter of 3 years should give you 11 million. 1,000. If you had it in the bank, how much would it have given you? And by 2025, we're saying your $1,000, you should have an appreciated value of 18 million. 18 million. Now, there's nothing here in stones, and there's nothing guaranteed here. These are forecasts if we do the needful. If we do the needful, and if all of us in TACC really take the plan to bring at least 10 people within your first month, even with a minimum investment of $10, guess what? By next year, this coin could be at 9,000 instead of 500 US. It's all about people, because the plan I just lay out just now, each person bring 10, even at a minimum, and some people will invest 1,000. Some people invest 500. Like now, what we're seeing, like yesterday, one man invest 3,000 US because he understands. He understands exactly what is happening. You see, and all monies are held in an escrow account. So the worst scenario, everybody gets back their money. That is the level of transparency we have. We are not going anywhere. TACC is not going anywhere. And so, if all of us bring 10 people into TACC, by this year, we'll have over 10 million people in TACC community. With 10 million people with TACC using and trading TACC, how much you think the value will be? I'm asking you the question. And so it requires an understanding. It requires a new mindset. And so we are still negotiating while we're still raising our funds, because The 2.5 is the go ahead for TACC. It's not the end of TACC. It's to say, Mr. Abundance, your coin shows potential and there is a need and you have a following. That's all. That's all it says. You have a go ahead in the international arena with TACC. That's all. But if you look at our website, it says the soft cap is 2.5, but the hard cap is a billion. So as we reach the soft cap and the coin is on the market where people are still buying, they're buying it from you. And as they buy from you, the value of the coin increases. It increases all the coins' value. And that is why we have set aside 100 million coins. We have set aside 100 million coins to settle the Afro-Caribbean debt, first to China and to its debtors. That is the power of the abundance coin community. That is the power. I told you, no, if any government had invested $1 million 10 years ago, they would have at least, what did I say? At least 3.7 trillion. 3.7 trillion US dollars. If Antigua had that money now, they would be able to give every citizen in COVID-19 $5,000 a month, and they would not feel anything. That is what cryptocurrency is doing. You now have TACC. TACC is in that position for institutions, for churches, for organization, for businesses to get, and for you as the individual. That is what cryptocurrency can do and will do. And so we are in good hands. And I must say, I am very pleased with our negotiation so far. So welcome. Yes, so let me bring you in the conversation now. We have Wisdom Latte, Your Highness. I'm now become royal, I guess, because I am daily under the tutelage of our emperor. Your Highness, Mr. Abundance, we are all happy about your leadership. As a result of your great teachings and leadership, you are blessed. Abundance from the Most High. Thank you very much. Great job. And thank you very much for seeing the vision and for your support. Mr. Abundance is no important than any Tiashan in the house. I was only given the mantle to carry, but TACC's accomplishment rests on each and every one of our shoulders. All of us carry the same importance, and your activities and responsibility in TACC is as equal as Mr. Abundance. Kudos to Mr. Abundance. I can be. You're welcome. Greetings from to the Honorable House of Tiashan, Gabriel from Nigeria. That's our ambassador there. You are blessed, Mr. Abundance. The world needs people as you and all the Tiashan following your leadership. We are under the light of God. I want to thank all of you for being with Mr. Abundance even before we started out this journey. And so we have had some history. Jack's good evening, Tiashan from the UK. Thank you, Jack. Jack is very consistent. Madam Brown from the Bahamas. Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to this awesome group. You're welcome. Good evening to the house of Tiashan. Ezekiel from Nigeria. Ezekiel, where is Daniel? Good evening from Antigua. Amos Nils. Good evening. Welcome. Antigua is burning down. Oh, good evening to all our Tiashan. We are all welcome to abundance. That is correct. You are welcome to abundance. Good evening, Tiashan. Nobuntu from South Africa. Thank you very much. Cynthia from the Bahamas. Yes, Madam Cynthia is our Deputy National Executive Coordinator there in the beautiful island of the Bahamas. Christopher, greetings from Ghana. Thank you very much, Christopher. You have been always there for the Abundance Community Coin. Sanjo, good evening to our able leader, Mr. Abundant, and all the Tiashan. Samson from Nigeria. Thank you very much. Okano Batley, Okano from Antigua. That's a very unusual name for an Antiguan. Batley, yes, I know the Batleys. The Batley. Good evening, Tiashan from South Africa. Nompo Mil Lilo Shabangu. Yes, I didn't give you your name. Rubarika Bernard. He is from Burundi. That is our National Executive Coordinator there. Florence Endung. Good evening from Antigua. I think Florence, the other day told me when I said, we are not from Cameroon. I think that's the same Florence here. Because the mangoes that I have here in Antigua, I don't see them in Cameroon. She said, oh, Mr. Abundance, I'm from Cameroon. Oh. Her lineage is from Cameroon. Frederick, good evening, Mr. Abundance from Nigeria. Welcome, my dear brother. Mimila, greetings to Mr. Abundance and everyone in the house. Sin this week, Sin the Siwi. And I'm from South Africa. Thank you very much. Beja Bola. Greeting, Mr. Abundance or the Tiashan. Beja from Belgium. TACC is definitely going uphill. Johnny the Banks. Greetings to the house. Watching from Nigeria. Johnny the Banks is our Deputy Executive Coordinator for Togo. And here come our National Executive Director for France. Good day, Mr. Abundance, N4 Dodine. Good evening, Mr. Abundance and Tiash in the house. TACC shall get to the destination because of our God is in total control. Thank you very much. Here is a blessing, Aluhu, one of our executive admin in TACC. Good evening, Mr. Abundance. We welcome all our newbies and House of Tiash in the House of Tiashan. This is the right place to be. Thank you very much. And he's out of Nigeria. Good evening, Mr. A and the fellow Tiashan from South Africa. Good evening, Festus. Good evening to you, Mr. Abundance, and to all the Tiashans in the house. Good evening from Nigeria, Mr. Abundance. Yes, good evening, William, my namesake without the S. Joel Carr, yes, and we want to congratulate you, Mr. Joel, on your promotion into the ranks of the Tibetan community. You're now the National Executive Coordinator for Antigua and Barbuda. You have done a splendid job as an assistant. Greetings to the House of Tiashan. Antigua and Barbuda is on fire for TACC. Yes, we are on fire. Good evening, Mr. Abundance, my boss. I salute you, sir. And may I say to Mr. Stephen Fetter, we want to appreciate you. You're one of those founding members out of Ghana. And this week, you're actually elevated to be one of our executive admin managing all of our groups across the world. So we want to thank you for your dedication, for your leadership, integrity, and perseverance. Pascaline. Good evening to you, Mr. Abundance. Good evening to all the leaders in the house. All right, so we're winding down. Mary, such an honor to be among the billionaires TACC has created. TACC is going uphill. Fred, good evening to the Global Tiashan family. Our future is now in our hands. UK. Thank you very much. And that is Fred now. Fred Ramtam, yes, from the UK. That is one thing with Fred. Fred, you're always present. TACC is the right path. TACC is on the right path to our financial destination. Thank you very much again there. TACC is the key to our economy in Nigeria. You know, I saw something, a video, and I saw a recording, an interview by a minister in Nigeria. And I think he was saying that there was nothing wrong to sign your sovereignty to China if they default in their loans. And so if you begin to question what we're doing, China might not give us the money anymore. And so they have road to fix. And you are signing your sovereignty to another country if you default. In other words, you're selling your people wholesale if you default in your loans. I said your sovereignty, no. You're not saying, you know what, if we default in the loans, you will have control over the projects that we are now doing, and we will give you a 10% on that. Okay, that's fine now. That we can see. But your sovereignty, you're telling the Nigerians that if we default in China, that you can come and take over the largest economy in Africa. That is why TACC is needed more than ever, because the first country we will pay is China. And we will tell them, you know, you were here, we appreciate the nonsense and the bribery, alleged bribery that you have been giving to all the politicians. Because may I say to you, when China come into your country, they would have allegedly bribed all the politicians, all the people that will have to make the decision. So they are very blind to what they're doing. They're junk. So they don't even know what they're signing. And so you have to forgive them. But we have to bring an end to that in our time. We can't afford to continue. And so may I say, China is on notice. We are now putting China on notice. All right. Good evening, Kenneth, both from New Jersey. Thank you, my dear Kenneth. Kenneth is also on fire. New Jersey. Good evening, Mr. Abundance and the rest of the audience. Yes, here comes our European ambassador over there. TJ Brooks. Good evening, House of TACC, and welcome to all the new members, and congratulations to all the leaders who were promoted this week. Who truly deserve their place. Blessings to all our sisters and brothers. Thank you very much, TJ Brooks. Yes, the time act is now. Thank you very much, Chesley Wilson. That name sounds familiar. May I just pause to say that attorney at law Chesley Wilson was basically introduced to TACC this week. But may I say to you, as if she was in TACC from day one, this attorney, she doesn't sleep. I think she sleeps with TACC white paper on the bed, because she has been able to say and to go deep into TACC and cryptocurrency. It amazes me. It amazes me. And she has brought and have recommended so many countries that will come on as the days and weeks and months in TACC. And so we appreciate you. And she has been appointed. I've not yet sent her details yet to our programmer, but just to let you know that she has been newly appointed to the ambassador for the Caribbean and Latin America, because of her work that she has done in the Latin Caribbean countries as a prominent attorney. She is strategically positioned, and these are the doors. When I told you that where there is walls now in TACC, doors will be opened and we will enter those doors without stress. I told you that. A lot of you don't understand. When I did the recording, speaking from the mind of Paul, when I told you, when I leave from Antigua, I will be booking my ticket through TACC travel agency. As I board the plane, I will be flying from here to Europe to Africa on the Abundance airline. As I stepped into Africa, I will be riding the Abundance transportation services and walking through the Abundance, staying at the Abundance resort and spa, the Abundance manufacturing plants. I'll be walking through the Abundance state-of-the-art medical universities and hospitals. I said that already. And so if it is one person that knows what I am saying, is this attorney. She understands the principle of calling those things forth as though they were. Good evening, Tiashan from Nigeria. Timothy. Mr. Anthony Wilson, our National Executive Coordinator down there in Trinidad and Tobago. We want to thank you. You're one of those founding members from day one. Follow Mr. Abundance from one currency to the next. Welcome, Diana McDonough. You know, your Princess Diana McDonough. Welcome to all the world. Welcome to all the world is welcome. All the world is taking a shift in the way we do business. Don't be left out. Be a part of the shift. Invest, and that is true. I showed you what Putin is doing. I showed you what Antigua is doing. Antigua, and today I will go into it a little bit more when we're having our Caribbean thing. When those will be more Antiguans there in that forum. All right, and also we want to congratulate Madam Princess Diana McDonald, who had assumed the responsibility as the Senior National Executive Coordinator for Antigua and Barbuda. She has just recently been promoted to the Regional Executive Director for the Caribbean. So we want to thank you very much. Mozala, our leader there for Lesotho. Lesotho. Good evening, Mr. Abundance, and all the Tiashans in the house. Yes, welcome. Good evening, Mr. Abundance and the special Tiashans. Thank God for the journey so far. TACC is going uphill. Let's keep the fire burning. From Nigeria. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, all from Belize. That's right. She hailed from the country of Belize. Oh, Rukesh O'Brien. Yes, welcome. Mela Gumbi. Good evening, Mr. Abundance and the fellow Tiashan from South Africa. Oh, South Africa is prominent in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all from Antigua. Yes, good afternoon. Good evening, Mr. Abundance and all the community action. TACC to be emailed. TACC to be email moon. TACC to the moon. All right. Good evening, Mr. Abundance and the Tiashan. Together we can and together we will. That's our slogan. No, that's our philosophy. That's our philosophy. Good evening, Mr. Abundance. Did I say that already? Entire community. TACC is going uphill. To the moon indeed. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Joshua. Good day. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, the mayor. Is this lady from St. Lucia? She looks like a St. Lucian. Tebete. Good evening, Mr. A. Tiashans in the house from South Africa. Yes, good evening, sir. Wise man. Good evening, Mr. Abundance and the fellow Tiashan. Yes, good evening. All right, we're winding down. Nesrafo Kwebe. Yes, this is our next regional executive coordinator responsible for Southern Africa. Greetings to our Moses and the visionary Mr. Abundant and the global community of Tiashan. All things are possible in unity of purpose. That's correct. Good afternoon to the House of Theacians. TACC is going uphill. This is a move of God. Thank you very much. It is. This is by divine from Antigua. That's right. Captain. Good evening, Mr. Abundance. All the Theacians in the house. Welcome. All newbies together. We can. Together we will. And he is from Kenya. Yes, I agree, Mr. Abundance. Careful strategy is important. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I greet everyone in the house, especially the able leader, Mr. Abundance, and other Theacian, Edward Anthony. We want to thank you very much, Mr. Anthony. Hello, Miss I am Salufu from Ghana. Thank you very much. TACC is going up here. Good afternoon to everyone watching from Antigua. Marilyn Thomas, yes. Mark Robert, good evening, Mr. Abundance in the house. I'm a bit late. Do not get what you said about TACC except in the 2.5 in the principle. Please, if you can talk over it again. You need to go back to you need to, when this audio is over, you need to listen it. Because if it is that alone you want to hear, you're going to miss the most important thing. Because as I always tell you, the Theacian, that Mr. Abundance is neither moved by money nor position. And so we are still talking about how we can bring that marriage together, consummate that marriage, where neither TACC is being principles or our mission is being thwarted, neither the other side misplace their vision. So it is a work in progress. But in principle, we have entered that negotiation with the principle of accepting once we're able to iron out what needs to be ironed. It's not just go in and say, oh, I just lie down and play dead. No. It is more than that. Isa, yes, welcome. Hailing Mr. Abundance and all the Theacian watching this broadcast from around the globe. I like that. The globe. Okay, now this is where we end. So I'm going to the bottom. Good evening, sir, from South Africa. Madeleine. Emmanuel Rosaline. Good evening to every Theacian in the house. TACC is going up here. Especially, sir, Mr. Abundance. Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Abundance. TACC is going up here. That's his Blair. Mr. Blair Jen, good evening, good morning, good evening to all. Oh, from India. Oh, we welcome you, sir. Yes, it's night in India right now, huh? It's supposed to be it's morning in India. I think it's 3 a.m. in India. Good evening, Mr. Abundance. Africa is proud of you for your diligence, consistency, and persistence. I want to thank you very much, John. Good evening to everyone. This live stream program. Yes, good evening. When coins are certified in December, will the coin be appreciated at the end of the year, just like certification, or it goes up over a period? Once it's in the market takes it any way it wants. It can move from $1 in minutes to $5 to $10. It all depends on the strategy we applied in the foundation. This thing could rack it up in its first day to $100. And that is why the question will always be, when it happens, how many coins will you have? And that is why I'm saying, please inform yourself. Just don't listen to what Mr. Abundance is saying. Go back and do some research. Go back. Good evening, house. All right. So I want to thank Tricia. Good evening, Mr. Abundance. And the house, we thank the Infinite for our presence. I think this is our national executive coordinator in Namibia, if I am not mistaken. Jose, Namibia. Good evening, Mr. Abundant. I just mentioned Namibia. I think it's the first time I'm seeing this name. And so we want to welcome you, my dear sister from Namibia. A matter of fact, we're working out because Namibia thinks that they can host, be the headquarters for the abundance community coin. But let's see, because they say talk is cheap. Good evening, sir, and all others. We stand tall now and forever. Mr. Denver Goodman. Ukresh O'Brien, if you seal the discussion on the deal for the 2.5, will you wait indefinitely for the diaspora to accept deliverance and invest before certifying the coin? The thing is, we have two things that we are playing with, and time is not our friend. All right? We have the certification of the coin that has to be done. We have now until December 31st to do it. That is the time. We don't need to rush to the market next month. The other thing is the coin needs to be certified. Yes. The other thing is that we need the base. You see, we can go to the market tomorrow. Yes, that's fine now. But how many people have the coins in their hands now? As the coin rises, how many people have the TACC coins? And will that really justify our mission to be the alternate financial solution, to really eliminate poverty and to create abundance? That is the question for us. It's not whether we are going to the market. We are going to the market. But we want to take as many people with us. We want to at least take at least 500 million with us as we go to the market. So when this tide rises this ship, then it rises all of us. It's not about you. It's not about Mr. Abundance. If it was with Mr. Abundance, I would not have taken this route how we started. I would have done exactly what I was advised to do behind of closed doors, and we bring the coin out and we give it to you. When we had the first interest in raising the 2.5, if it was interest and self, I would say, sir, what do you want? Just say it and you have it. I could have said that. TACC is not for sale. We are not for sale. We are not the politicians in Nigeria that think giving away a sovereignty to China is nothing for a few dollars because they don't have the capacity to create money. They don't know how to do it. They are inept when it comes to leadership. They don't know how. And so at the first instance, they just throw in their towels. No, we're not up for sale. Definitely not up for sale. Good evening, RTS, and especially your leader, Mr. Abundance. I'm from Burundi. We want to thank you very much. From Burundi. Mostly from Nigeria. Okay, I think we have done it. Greeting, Mr. Abundance. You are a prophet. We want to thank all of you. Penda Parla. Dear global leaders, greetings. Please be prepared to visit Afro-Caribbean city in Africa from Namibia. All right, so there you go. Kenneth, thanks, Mr. Abundance, for a very informative meeting. Looking forward to become a part of this vision of abundance. Thank you very much, Kenneth. Go back to the person who introduced you to this call. What's the website to read the white paper? You can go to the abundance. Look at it here now. The abundance. No, you can't. Let me put a copy in the link there for you. Okay, so you can go there. You can go there, and you can go there and look at it. Or if you have invited by someone, go back to the person. All right. Or you can go to the abundance coin, and you can sign up. But go back to the person, because there is a referral program. Every time you refer someone and they buy the coin, you get at least a minimum 7%. If your referrals together buy more than $500 worth in any month, you now get 20%. So you can get a lot of coins, and you don't need to do the KYC now. You don't need to wait until you even fund your account to actually send your link out. You can send your link out as soon as you join. Okay, and so your responsibility in TACC is to bring 10% within your first month of joining. That's all. Everybody bring 10%, register 10, invest at least minimum $10, maximum up to $250,000. That is all you're asked to do. If we want to see this coin reach up to where it should be, we have to take part. And of course, as we certify the coins and as we do our programs, our social programs, like the Afro-Caribbean International Musical Culture and Trade, where all our countries will be represented, I think we also, I'm thinking that we should even do a teen splash within that week of activities in Nigeria, so that we can capture the attention of all the youths, because they are the future. We have to bring them intact, and everyone come inside that stadium must pay with TACC coins. That is how we're going to get value. And our rights, our television rights to broadcast these programs, they are huge. TACC Rollback Malaria program, where we're going to create malaria natural supplements to take care of malaria and send throughout Africa. You understand what I'm saying? At a good price, because everything is business, though. And so TACC is going uphill. All right. Mr. Abundance and the global community, I'm Nicholas from Ghana. We want to thank you, Nicholas. I think you're the last one. We are 1 hour and 12 minutes. And so I want to thank all of you here who have came, you have listened. However, the choice is yours. Mr. Abundance is not here to convince anybody to join TACC. I am here to just give you the information for you to make an informed decision. It's up to you. Cryptocurrency doesn't care whether you join it or not. It doesn't care. It's just like technology. Technology doesn't care. The smartphone you have in your hand doesn't care. Whether you take time to learn, the computer doesn't care. Technology is not going to wait for you until you make up your mind. And so, if you try to learn and understand, it will be better for you. Just like a lot of you, if you had more computer knowledge, probably you would have had a better job today. A computer programmer, a software developer, if you had that skills, you know, you would have been in demand, because this fourth industrial revolution is technically driven. And that's why Oxfam reported, Oxfam is a Oxfam International is a non-governmental organization that has reported that this economy will lose over 800 million jobs in a couple of years. And that research did not include pandemics. We saw America shed over 40 million jobs in less than 2 weeks. And Oxfam only took into consideration automation and technology. As Joe Biden, the now would-be president, is saying, had said that in a couple of years, America will not have any need for drivers. That's where technology is going. And so you are at a time to reposition yourself before it happens to you. No job today is secure, okay? And so on that note, I want to say thank you very much. Enjoy your evening. Some of you I know will join us again later at 5 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. This is Mr. Abundance. Join us next week at the same time from 2 to 3 p.m. with Sunday session.